Hey guys, it's Jessie and welcome back to my channel, welcome back to another video. Today, very excitingly, we have the first monthly TBR for 2023. So today I'm going to be sharing with you all the books that I want to read in January of 2023. We're very ambitious this month. I've got 20 books on here and my best reading month last year was 24 books. I normally average about 12 or so. So we've gone very bold to start with. You can see part of the pile here. Some of these books I don't have with me, they're still at uni, and it's just a bit of a weird month because half the month I'm at home for Christmas and then like mid-January I move back to uni. So I've got books all over the place, but here is a big stack of books, including some also are on my Kindle that I do want to read this month. So some of them are for like secret TBR videos and then others are just kind of that I want to read in general. I won't be telling you what books are for what videos because that was a surprise, but yeah, without further ado I'll just get straight into it. So the first four are ones on my Kindle. Firstly, we've got Redeemed by Lauren Asher. This has been on my TBR and my currently reading shelf for about 3 or 4 months now. It's the 4th book in the Dirty Air series and I've read all the other 3 and I did enjoy them. They were kind of like average to slightly above average. None of them were kind of like wowing to me, but I've had Redeemed on my currently reading for ages and I have been like in the middle of it for so long, so I do really want to finish it off this month and finally get it off my little currently reading shelf on Goodreads, because that's got like 7 books on it at the moment and I don't like normally having more than 1 or 2 books on the go at a time, and it's really starting to bother me. So I do want to finish that one on my Kindle this month, and then I also want to read the first 3 books in the Twisted Love series by Anna Huang. So there's Twisted Love, Twisted Games and Twisted Hate. They're interconnected standalones, so they all follow different characters in like a friendship group. I believe Twisted Love is a brother's best friend, Twisted Games is like a bodyguard princess, and then Twisted Hate I think is best friend's brother. So I don't know if they're really going to be my thing because I've kind of gone off like enemies to lovers, grumpy sunshine type of thing. I think that's kind of what a lot of them are, but I do want to read them because they are super popular and I think it'll be good to read them. Those are the first 4. Then we have 2 that I do have physically but just don't have with me right now, and that is It Happened One Summer and Hook, Line and Sinker. These are also both interconnected standalones. I believe again Grumpy Sunshine, which is not my vibe, but I've had these on my TBR for a while and I do want to get to them and kind of make my way through my physical TBR. So again, this is an interconnected duology and it follows each one of the sisters. I believe they're kind of like quite LA rich girls, and then they go to this small fishing town and they have to kind of like get used to life there. I think I've heard it's a lot like Schitt's Creek and I do like that show, so I thought it would be interesting. And again, I've heard good things, but I haven't liked Tessa Bailey's writing in the past, so we'll see how it goes. And then the last romance book on here I have is Delilah Green Doesn't Care. I've heard some good things about this, but not all too much, so I do want to give it a go. I believe I can get it on my Kindle. I think I also have the audiobook for it on Scribd, and I think it was like 99p on the Kindle store, so I'm going to probably read it on there. Then that is the last romance book, and now moving on to kind of mystery thriller type of things. Firstly, we have a book that I actually have already read because I'm not filming this on the very first day of the month and I finished this on January 1st, and that is True Crime Story by Joseph Knox. I won't talk about my opinions on this, you'll obviously see that. I read it in a video vlog that will be coming soon and also in my end of month wrap up, but this is like a mixed media true crime story. It's basically told through interviews, and the premise of it is basically this author is a character in the story and he is talking to his other friend who has been kind of creating a book surrounding the mystery and the disappearance of Zoe Nolan, and then that author, his friend, gets murdered and he's now collating all her information into this book. So it's really cool, and I was really intrigued by the premise, so I've been wanting to get around to it for to be fair, it's only been on my TBR since about the start of December when I heard of it, but I literally bought it kind of straight away, and so I was very excited to read this, and yeah, I was really intrigued by the premise. Then we have 2 books, the first 2 books in a very popular series, at least here in the UK, and that is the Thursday Murder Club. So we've got the original Thursday Murder Club and also The Man Who Died Twice. I really like the aesthetics of these, the fact that they're like the same but just different colours, really pleasing me. This is about a group of 4 people in a retirement village. They basically have a murder club on Thursdays where they go through cold cases and old cases, and then one day, I believe this one, something happens in their retirement village, and then this one, I believe they get sent a case that is still active. I'm not 100% sure, but both of these sound like really cute cozy mysteries, and I do think I would enjoy them, so they're on the TBR for this month. Then we have How to Kill Your Family, which again is the longest book I've had on my TBR. I've had this on my TBR forever. I was really excited about it when I picked it up. I just found it so slow. I'm about this much through it and really hoping to just get around to finally finishing it this month. I've had mixed reviews, but I was really intrigued about it, and just unfortunately I've got a little bit bored. I think I'll pick up the audiobook, and I've started listening to parts of it on the audiobook, and it does sound a lot better. It's a lot more gripping, and it also matches my shirt. How cute is that? So yeah, want to finally finish this one this month. I'm really trying to get my currently reading down. I'd rather just have one physical book, one ebook, and one audiobook maximum on my TBR at once, and I've got about 7 at the moment, so it's just way too much for me. Then we have Rock Paper Scissors by Alice Feeney. I got this one for Christmas, and it was on my Christmas wish list, and I've heard quite mixed things actually, because Sarah Carulli and Destiny Sidwell really like this, but Meg from Meg with Books does not like Alice Feeney. So I'm interested to see my opinion on it. This basically follows a couple. I believe they're kind of like on the rocks a bit, and there's a lot of like lies within their relationship, and it's just meant to be like kind of a domestic thriller. So I am excited about that one. Sorry if the angle changed slightly. I realized that my camera was resting on one of these books that I'm about to talk about. But next up is Restore Me. This is, I believe, the 4th full book in the Shatter Me series, and I have really enjoyed the others. This one I'm just finding a little bit slow. I'm only about 70 pages into it, so not too far into it, but again, as I mentioned with the other ones, I just want to get it off my TBR because it's just been on there way too long, and I just don't want to have so many books on my TBR, and I do like this series. I don't want to finish off this series this year. Then we have another book that I'll be reading for a vlog, and that is The Final Girl Support Group by Grady Hendrix. I picked this one up recently, and I'm still really excited about it, and I want to start reading my newer books soon, like whilst my excitement is still there, because obviously the excitement fades after a while. This is a kind of slasher book, like a horror book, and it basically follows this group of girls who have all been like the last person left alive in like a massacre, and they're in a support group, and then someone starts like killing them off one by one. So it sounds like a really fun kind of horror murder mystery slasher type of book, and I really want to get more into horror books. I think I'd really enjoy them, and I enjoy kind of like Scream, like slasher movies, stuff like that. I really liked the Fear Street trilogy on Netflix, so that was kind of slashery type of thing, so I think this might be kind of similar vibes to that, so I'm really excited for that one. Then we've got 3 translated books I'm really excited to read. Firstly, we've got Weasels in the Attic. I showed this in my, I think it was 2 hauls ago. This, I've not got a clue what it's about. The bookseller in Moorstone said it was just kind of weird, and it's very short, so I thought, I love a translated book, I love a weird book, so I might as well pick that one up. Then we've got Lonely Castle in the Mirror. This is probably one of the books that I'm most excited about at the moment. This is basically where people can kind of go into the mirror, like there's a world inside their mirrors, and there's like a girl there, like this girl, I think she's like the wolf princess or something, and they have to like do like different challenges and stuff. So it sounds really intriguing. I've not got a clue what it's about. It's also, this is gonna sound so weird, it's a really floppy book, and I find that really satisfying. I don't know why. So yeah, really excited to pick that one up. That's probably the most anticipated one on my TBR at the moment. Maybe Final Girl Support Group and that one. Then lastly we have Breast and Eggs. This is by Miko Kawakami, and I borrowed this from my uni library, so I do need to give it back at some point. But I believe this is kind of like a book about womanhood, and it says a radical and intimate portrait of contemporary working class womanhood. It recounts the heartbreaking journeys of 3 women in a society where the odds are stacked against them. And I've heard really good praise for this one, and I think it sounds really interesting, so I'm really excited to give that one a go as well. And then 3 final books. 2 of them I do not have physically with me. One I'm hopefully getting on loan from the library, and that is Killers of a Certain Age. I've heard really good things about that one. I believe it's about a group of kind of retired assassins. I don't know, maybe kind of vibes, but that sounds kind of fun. I've got All Good People Here, which I've got the audiobook for, and I believe that's another kind of murder mystery one I've heard a lot about. And then finally we've got Daisy Darker by Alice Feeney. I got this in the hardback. I need to take off this sticker because that's bothering me, but I used to hate hardbacks. Now I'm kind of a hardback lover. I think they're so kind of satisfying. So yeah, I've got Daisy Darker, and it's a nice little yellow book, very satisfying. And I believe this is a And Then There Were None retelling, and basically they're all kind of trapped in isolated place. I believe it's a family, and eventually they were killed off one by one. There's like a poem like classic and then There Were None retelling. But I've heard mixed things about this, and people do have, again, as I mentioned before, mixed feelings on Alice Feeney, so I do want to check this one out as well. So that is my very, very long January TBR. Let me know in the comments if any of these books you have read and you like, if you're intrigued by any of them, and please wish me luck with getting through this because I might struggle. But yeah, I really hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a like down below, hit subscribe, turn on the bell to join a little club, make sure you turn on all notifications, then you'll be notified every single time I post a new video. If you want to watch my other videos, there'll be 2 on the screen now to pick from, as well as a load linked up in the cards from earlier. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!